In this video, we're going to fix up our issue where we rotate on the pitch of the object and we get this result. So I rotate, and as you can see, I'm printing out. Yet I've hit 90 degrees and I can't go any farther, so it keeps bottoming out. However, rotating on the other axis is fine. However, I have it commented out for the time being. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. And all we can do that is by altering set actor rotation with add local rotation. So we're just going to go ahead and remove this and do search for local rotation and add actor local rotation. Now this is adding onto the rotation, not setting it. So we're not going to be able to take our current rotation and add it to the new rotation, because that's going to just really make it spin really fast. So what we're going to do instead is take our current rotator, and well, actually we can just make a new rotator. So current rotation equals F rotator 0, 0, and then for the pitch, we're going to do rate times 2. And that should set that up. So now what we're doing, the only thing we're going to be adding is to the pitch. So I pick it up, hold right mouse button, and rotate. All right, it is currently spinning, so I'm on the wrong axis here. So, oh, the pitch is the first one. That's my bad. So the last parameter is 0, and the first one's going to be the rate times 2. Now let's try it. Okay, pick it up. And there we go. So now you can see I continue to rotate. And it's rotating just fine. So that's working great for that. And I also want to do a check in here. So if out item and rate does not equal 0. So that way, when I hold down the right mouse button, it is not being spammed into the log until I move it, like so. So it's not constantly running this code here when it doesn't need to. So I'm going to add this to both the turn at rate as well as the look at rate, and uncomment out where we set the rotation for the yaw, and give it a try. So now let's try to pick it up. We can rotate it on this axis, we can spin it, and all that fun stuff. So we now have that all working as we need it to. Now, one thing, we believe we are snapping it to the rotation of our socket. So let's see, when we go to pick up the item, we have interact. Where's the attach to component? We are using snap to target, not including scale. So let's see, what are the other rules here? We don't want to keep the world transform. The rotor location when attaching. So we'd have to, what we can do is take our socket, find our mannequin real quick, go to the skeleton, and as item attach, we're going to rotate it around this axis by 90 degrees, so it's pointing straight out in front, just like so. And we pick it up now, we are now rotating along the corresponding axis. So I move my mouse right, it rotates to the right, I move it up, and it rotates kind of back. So if we wanted to, we could honestly spin that around by 180 degrees. Like so. Now when I rotate my mouse, or move my mouse back, it rotates towards me like this. Rotate it forwards, or push it forwards, it rotates that way. Move the mouse left, rotates left, move it right, moves right. So that's how it is by default now. So that's good. Now we got to look at the replication of it. So I already know how this is going to replicate. The client can see it when the server moves it. So like this. That's all just fine. But the problem is, I don't know why I stopped it. I could have just let go. When the client picks it up, the client can rotate it, but the server doesn't see the rotation. So I rotate it like this, press F, and they're now at different rotations for the client and the server. So what we're going to have to do is periodically send out an RPC for just the object rotating. So we can almost do a difference kind of check. So if the rotation is different than the current rotation by X, rotation, we send out an RPC, because currently we would be firing the RPC from both functions here, and that's not exactly what we want. So the main thing we want to change though is when we drop the item, I almost want to take in the rotation of the client, just so that way it's 100% in sync. So what the client sees when he drops the object is what everyone else is going to have as well. So we go back and we call drop item again. The endless calls, interact. So that'll call the drop item. So what we can do is make drop item take in a rotator, and that rotator is going to be the rotation at which the held item gets dropped at. So that's probably what we're going to do in the next video, just to kind of have a little fix up, and then we can work on the RPC and syncing that among clients later on, because it's not really too big a video at the moment. But the main thing we want to have is the rotation being correct. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like what I'm doing and you want to help support me, you can find a link to my Patreon down in the description below, where I have a team deathmatch series just for patrons using Unreal Engine with C++, as well as a bunch of other features included, such as weapon customization and Call of Duty like respawns. And same thing goes, you get early access to my videos just like this one. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to join my Discord, also linked down below, and I'll try to help you out. So I'll see you in the next video.